Gaffer, we're at that time of the year now where a lot of focus goes towards recruitment, bringing players in for the new season. What are the processes that you're going through at the moment in terms of recruitment? How are you bringing players into the building?
Well, obviously the pre-season programme's all set up. We're good to go on that. The games are in place. We know when we're back, when we're doing the testing, etc. So now, this stage of the season for myself, certainly Chaddy, Johnsy, the chief executive, and someone we have in the background who's helping us on the recruitment around data, which is important. There's a lot of chats, conversations, phone calls, meetings. I've been fortunate enough not fortunate because I wanted the season to carry on, but in the time that we had, it was an opportunity for us to go and watch a couple of games where we could get in, COVID permitting. So we had a couple of trips as far as Scotland and obviously a couple of trips around the local area to watch certain games and certain players, myself and Shaddy. So all that is important that you get out and watch. It's important that we take on board the data that we'll be given. So it's easier to get the data from the higher up the pyramid. Obviously at our level you don't get as much, but we're identifying players all the time. We're compiling lists of certain positions. We're pleased with what we've kept, we've retained. We've got a good nucleus of a good solid squad that know the club and know what's expected, and now it's up to us to fill in those little bits in the jigsaw that are going to make us better. Unfortunately, like any club, players leave. That's been the case here over the last couple of weeks with the release list, and now it's our duty to try and improve. We were comfortable where we were last season. We were top on points per game. We wanted to get better throughout the season, which we thought we were naturally going to do because it was a relatively new squad and certainly a relatively new backroom staff as well. So it's now getting those final pieces in place to make us better again. So whether that happens straight away or whether that takes a little bit of time, that's yet to be seen, because there's a lot of background checks that go on. Can they fit in with the group? Is location right for them? Their stage of the career or their family circumstances, whatever. We're compiling a lot of data on players now. We've got that tool in place, which is great, because that's the proof of what they've done over the last season and the seasons gone before that as well. So that's important. And as I say, speaking to people we know in the game, doing our due diligence to make sure that we tick as many boxes as we can to get the right individual that will come in and help the team. So as I say, there's a lot of hard work going on at the minute behind the scenes, and that will continue right up to pre-season and probably into pre-season as well, where potentially we might have one or two players in that may train a couple of weeks or play a couple of games, etc. We don't know what's around the corners. A lot of players out of contract, and we've got to make sure that we do our utmost to get the right players in.
You're someone who's big on building a team culture. Talk me through the kind of attributes that you look for, not only in a player but a person as well.
Yeah, again, data's a big thing, for us. We've identified that, we've spoken about it in depth, we've compiled these lists, and ultimately we want players that are good enough to go out and do the business and force their way into our starting 11 every week and contribute to what hopefully will be a successful season for us. But I'm big on, I think it's pointless if we go and get a great player, but culture wise or spirit wise he's going to be a bad egg in the dressing room because he just upsets everything. That's important that the right individual comes in that can slip in with the group that we already have in place, that has got a fantastic spirit already and work ethic, and that's very big for me. So where we take data on board and we say they're good enough, then the other thing is just as big as culturally as whether they're right for us, right for the football club, right to represent us and right to be in that dressing room and not upset what we've built so far. So again, when you're recruiting, you've got to take all that into consideration. So I do believe in a good team spirit. I do believe in players working hard for themselves, each other, giving it absolute all for the football club, creating that spirit, that bond, because I do believe that it gives you a certain amount of points throughout the season. That's very important, along with obviously skill sets, fitness, a little bit of luck with regard to injuries, suspensions, etc. So it's important that we tick as many boxes as we can, like I say, to make sure when that individual comes in that they're going to be good off the field just as much as they are on the field as well.